What's up, everybody? This is Matt Brown with another IoT hacking video. Today, we are going to be using our Flipper Zero and AI in order to hack on some RF signals. I've got a remote controlled lamp over here that we're going to use as our target. And the new application that we're going to be kicking the tires on is VESPER, put out by Elder Plinius himself. So the thing about this app, it's an Android application, and it's going to allow us to hook into our Flipper Zero and do a bunch of automation that normally we'd probably have to have a PC in order to pull off connected to our Flipper. And so this is going to be great for on-the-go hacking. I don't know about you, but I don't carry my laptop and definitely don't carry around my software-defined radio that often. And so this is going to be awesome for hacking on the go. And so before we get into that, my name is Matt Brown. Welcome to the channel if you're new here. And here, what we like to do is we like to rip open IoT devices, hack on devices like this, over Wi-Fi, over the hardware, whatever. And if that's content that you like, hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. If you want to dive a little bit deeper into some more formal training courses, check out training.brownfinesecurity.com. Link is in the description, and we have some curated at your own pace training courses for IoT hacking. And so, without further ado, let's jump into it. So this new Android application put out by Elder Plinius, this is really awesome. And so it's a new app. And so you currently do have to compile this yourself. And so there's a little shell script here called gradlew. So you just run that script and it will produce the Android APK file for you. Right now, there's no iOS app, but that is kind of a to-do item on this project. So if there's any iOS developers out there, you are needed. So what we're gonna do though is we are going to use this application. I've already got it installed on my phone, but I want to point out a couple things that are helpful for you to know. And so obviously you're going to have to do the Bluetooth pairing of the Flipper Zero to your phone. You can do that through the official app. I actually encourage you to do that, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. And the other thing you're going to need is an open router API key. And so this is going to be the glue for access to the various AI models that the Android app has. So you need those two things set up, and then you can install the APK file, and it will show up just like this. So I've already gone in here to settings, and I've input my Open Router API key. And then the other thing that I've already done is I've gone down here and I have scanned. When you're not connected, there's like a scan button to scan for Flipper Zeros around you, and then you've connected. And so right here it says I am connected to my Flipper Zero device. So what we're gonna do first with our Flipper Zero is we're going to capture the signal from this lamp remote control. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the sub-gigahertz module, and I'm going to go to read raw. We're gonna show off the raw reading. With this remote, we could use the regular read, and we'll show that at the end to prove that the AI can really understand these files. So we're going to do a read raw, and then we're going to leave all these default config settings, and we're going to simply record, and then I'm going to hit the button, and then I'm going to stop the recording. So there we go, and you saw that the light behind me did turn on, and then I can hit the button to immediately resend that with my Flipper. I can turn it on and off, just like that. And so that's pretty cool. That's some standard Flipper Zero stuff going on there. But what if I want to understand a little bit more about this signal? Now, usually what I'd have to do is I'd have to rip the capture file here off of my Flipper device and then feed that on my PC into Claude or analyze it myself, maybe with a Python script or something like that. So let's first go ahead and save this file, and I'm just going to call this lamp. We're going to call it like lamp on. Yeah, it's on and off, but you know, lamp on, and then we're going to hit save. Okay, So we've saved that file to our flipper, which is great. So now we're going to go back, and then if we're just going to confirm that in our list of saved signals, we have lamp underscore on. And so that is going to now allow us to go in here to the chat, and we are going to paste in a little prompt here. So we're going to tell it, okay, hey, we want you to look at the lamp underscore on sub gigahertz signal. And that's not the right prompt, guys. That's not the one we want. What are you doing? All right, so look at the lamp underscore on sub gigahertz signal that is saved on the flipper and perform analysis on the signal. I just want it to look at this signal and tell me what's going on. So I'm gonna hit that there, and it's going to send that. It's gonna list the files that are on the flipper. It's gonna do all that stuff. I want to show you while it's doing that. I want to show you what these files look like and why this is so great for LLMs to be able to get their hooks into these signals, especially the way that Flipper does it. So this is the stored file format. So some devices, especially software-defined radios, it's gonna store signals in some kind of binary format. And this is a text-based format. So when we go down, this is obviously some metadata about the signal. But when we go down to the raw captured, you see it's just a comma, or it's just a space-separated list of signal readings, which is pretty cool. And that allows us to easily feed that data into an LLM, right? LLMs understand text, right, really well. And so that is awesome. So let's go back over here and let's read the analysis that, in this case, I believe I have selected Claude Sonnet 4.6 is giving me some analysis here. And so, okay, so here's a full technical breakdown of the signal. This is just like, the file type and stuff like that. This is the stuff we see in the metadata of that file. It's not doing anything crazy to get this stuff. But here we go. The raw data is a sequence of alternating pulse gap pairs in microseconds. So this is awesome, right? So positive values, RF carrier on. That's when there's a pulse, right? So in the diagram here, when we go ahead and go and look at the signal and we send it, so watch on the screen here. It goes, it doesn't do it. Yeah, it's like, okay, it's only when we capture, right? So let's read raw. Like when we do a raw reading, like see, like there's nothing pulsing and then there's a pulse, right? So when you transmit, it's receiving a high signal strength reading there. And so those are the values. And actually what it's doing in between that transmission time is it's actually like going up and down, on, off keying. So it is able to identify that there's repeating preamble, sync bursts, large gaps, our classic interframe silences. The transmitter fires the same code repeatedly. This is expected behavior for RF remotes. This is great. And so there's two distinct timing regions. So it's able to do a bunch of analysis on the signal because of that text-based format that Flipper saves these signals in, which is so cool. So if we go down here, it can usually identify, okay, so the modulation is okay, likely pulse width with modulation or Manchester encoding. Let's see, the signal can be retransmitted as is. This is the funny thing with LLMs. So sometimes it has been able to identify the specific type of signal that this is, but obviously we could continue to ask the LLM about the signal. But you can see that, here it is. I found it actually. I thought it missed it this time. It didn't. So protocol family right here. Protocol family, probably Princeton PT2262 or similar fixed code remote IC. So that is a great bit of analysis because that turns out to be correct. And it turns out that the Flipper can already decode this stuff. Now first, I just want to show you that the cool kind of thing here, and that's that we can have our Flipper interact. We can have it send. We can just say replay the signal. So this is kind of cool. And so right now the light is off over there. Hands off the remote. we're gonna see if this works. Oh yeah, and then it asks for approval to like transmit a signal. And then it should like, oh, you know what? I think we have to be out of here. I think we have to exit. There we go. Let's try it now. Hey, there we go. It got it. So, yeah, it won't let it have control when it's like inside of an app like that. Awesome. And it says, cool, we retransmitted, we did a replay attack on that signal. But the real value for me is that analysis that I can do on the signal. I can do it from my phone. I don't have to be at my PC, and transferring the file off. I can do this all right from this app, which is pretty powerful on the go to do this kind of analysis. So what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna demonstrate to you that its analysis of that signal was very correct. And it turns out that the flipper can already decode some of these kind of signals. But let's go over here to back to the sub-gigahertz screen, and let's do a read instead of read raw. Raw is just, capturing raw samples of like, at that frequency, what it like what are the pulses like. And so here we can actually have it parse and identify that it is a Princeton type. Here it identifies as like a slightly different, like identifier, or actually I think that's like, no, that's the serial number of this thing. So here it has properly decoded as a Princeton style RF controller transmitting on 433 megahertz, which is pretty cool because now we can just send and receive that signal with our flipper. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this is a tool that you can use and play around with. I also think that this project is actively in development, so any feedback that you have, any kind of errors, I think those could be submitted as issues on GitHub, and that would be really welcomed. And I hope that the community takes a look at this app and really explores it and plays around with it and has this as a new tool to complement your Flipper Zero while you are on the go. Thank you, and as always, have a great day.